Wendy. My Lord today, in the words of Whitney Houston, Lord rest the soul.
Wendy.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my Lord, have I waited for this day?
Have you?
Well, yes, I have. Haven't you?
So look here. All right, can we talk? Okay, let's talk for a second before I get into the gossip here. So first off, there's, apparently been some MIA going on with me. For those of you that may not follow me and stuff, personally outside of YouTube, I have been battling pneumonia, which is the reason why I have not been on camera. I am well now. All is well and everything is under control. So with that being said, I am glad to be back. As you can see, I am still looking good. And for all of you hoes out there who thought I was gone, bitches is mad.
Sinead, has it ever occurred to you to, mind your business?
And has it ever occurred to you that I would scatter your crooked teeth all up and down this hallway? Has it ever occurred?
Nonetheless, let's get right on into it. With that being said, Mr. 6'8" is coming back at you with a new video. Roll it. Now that we got that out the way, so have you all seen what has been going on in the Wendy Williams camp? Clearly all is not well. There is a lot going on. Child, I don't know what's going on at this point. All I know is that somebody needs a friend. Okay? Somebody needs a friend, and that somebody is Wendy Williams. She ain't got no real friends. Clearly them producers ain't giving a damn about her. The only thing they care about is her, as far as going out there, pushing her out there, sitting in that purple chair and doing her job, because what happened Friday was a tragic mess. Now, for those of you that may not follow Wendy like that, it has been stated that in the comments, a lot of her viewers was really concerned about her past show this past Friday that had been going on. Because of the fact that basically she was doing some of the same behavior as in previous shows, which was the slurring of the speech, forgetting people's names, just pauses, long awkward pauses, having these, sporadic, little, I don't even know what you want to sit here and call them. But nonetheless, you all take a look and judge for yourselves, and then I'll get back with you and let you know my thoughts.
So this 87 acres and the 2 houses aren't far from his mansion. Well, a guy like Rick Ross, since he's rich forever, to me, he's got a lot of mansions. Okay. The mansion that he owns right there, we've already talked about this. 109 rooms.
109.
12 bathrooms. We already talked about the bathrooms. Okay. 12 bedrooms.
And a nice swimming pool, apparently.
Swimming pool.
Right.
I like that you call it a swimming pool.
The full name, swimming pool. Not just a pool, it's a swimming pool.
Norman, I can't.
Neither can I.
No, but what I will do is entertain him.
Okay.
No. I will entertain in the calm down, because I got my own situation and I'm good.
You want to battle again?
Just go. Oh. I like
You like those?
the thing. I like the shoe cam music. Because to me, To me, we need to use.
I feel like I gotta do my Footlight.
Forget him. Hit it again. Forget him. Forget him. Go. Come on. Move his feet. Move his feet. He doesn't count. Suzanne?
Look, I don't sit here and make the news. I just report the news. Now, as you all see, the first scene that I showed you starts with Rick Ross. Wendy Williams is talking about Rick Ross, basically. And in this, scene on her show, she's basically talking, well, it's not even a scene, I guess if you want to call it her hot topics, but she's talking about Rick Ross and she's talking about, him being in this big mansion and stuff. But the thing that people caught on to was that she had this moment where she started giggling. It was just like awkward pauses. And then it was just, I don't know, it was just weird. And then the second thing that happened is that when they had the shoe cam over to her new DJ in the corner, she was so, fascinated with the music that they played during the shoe cam. The little, she was so fascinated and just so overtaken by that. Like, she was just like, I don't know. And maybe, with me personally, being a long-time watcher of Wendy, knowing that her personality is bubbly anyways, I really tried to look at it from two sides. And here's my point of view. Now, from the first side, I looked at it as being a thing of, okay, you got to keep in mind, Tristan, there's no audience. She's used to relying on her audience because, as you know, if you all watch her, she says that her audience is her co-host. And therefore, being that her audience is now the people that she works with, and being that we don't know the type of relationship or work environment that she has with those people, maybe that could be the reason why a lot of this stuff looks off and there's long, awkward pauses. Like, there could be a number of reasons. And as we all know, and we have seen this year with Ellen DeGeneres, when it comes to workplace environments, there's a lot of stuff, clearly that we don't know about these celebrities, which is why I always say that people always want to put these people up on a pedestal, but you all don't know these people. You all only see people on camera, like you're seeing me on camera, but you don't know what these people go through behind the scenes. Now, the second point that I looked at it being from is that coming from somebody who has openly stated that, I battle with depression. Yes, that's something that I struggle with, mental illness, all of that stuff, dealing with stuff as far as within my own, as you want to call it, inner demons per se. Whatever you want to call it. There, are things that Wendy Williams, as we all know, that she has dealt with in the past, such as drug use. We all know that she has been through a messy, tumultuous divorce with, old big wobblehead Kevin ass. And that has not made things any better. And then the man went out here and had a baby on her. So, she's been through quite a lot. And I know a lot of you say, well, that's what she gets because she always talks about everybody else's business. She's always in every nook and cranny in everybody else's business. But you all got to keep in mind, this is what Denbar Mercury and Lionsgate hired her to do. This is a part of her contract. She is to entertain and dig up celebrity news and gossip and talk about all of the stuff that pertains to these people. And she's even mentioning in her previous videos that, look, this is the reason why she don't really sit here and try to have too many close friendships with a lot of people, outside of the whole thing of the Wendy Williams show, because of the fact she knows she has to come back and talk about these same people. However, we did find out in hindsight that really some of the reason why she didn't really talk to a lot of the people outside of the Wendy Williams show was because Kevin Hunter was basically being a block in between her and a lot of the celebrities, the other celebrity people, that she may have, would have had a friendship with had he not, been that middleman, to, you know, basically just kind of be like, you know, hey, I'm going to sit here and control you, and you're not going to do this and do that. Because a lot of people have came forth, even on her show, you know, and stated that, hey, the reason why I wasn't dealing with you or talking to you was because of the fact that you had this man, you know, and I wasn't really feeling him. And he was, you know, basically saying that, you know, it's a circle around you. It's a fortress. We can't get to you. So we all found that out as the divorce played out, you know, and stuff like that. And, you know, my only thing is that I look at it from that side, those two angles. And then the other angle is that, yes, I do agree with a lot of people when it says that what goes around comes around. Meaning that, you know, if you be messy, all you do is put out mess, cause hurt to people. And maybe some of the stuff that she has said, I'm quite sure has caused hurt to people. Then guess what? You're going to get that back. And maybe this is karma coming back around in full circle. We don't know. Who are we to sit here and judge? Me personally, I'm not judging because I know with me personally, I struggle with stuff. I have skeletons in my closet. I'm quite sure you out there have skeletons in your closet. So who are we to sit here and judge? Nonetheless, though, with all of that being said, with all of that taken into consideration, knowing of all of that, you would think that somebody in her camp would have the audacity enough to say, maybe we need to not run this episode. Maybe we need to do a rerun, because what happened Friday, if that continues to happen, I'm telling you, it's a downward spiral. And then on top of that, to make matters worse, DJ Boof apparently had seen the episode that took place, and he had something to say after a fan responded. Take a look at the screenshot here. I'm going to read out to you what it says, what the comment says. So a fan posted after watching the show that, Wendy, you need to stop your show and seriously get help. Your camp is just watching your spiral instead of sending help. Shame on them. I'll be boycotting the show until you get checked into rehab. Drugs will kill you. Please get help. All right, y'all. So then after that happened, DJ Boof went underneath and wrote a response to this fan, you know, or whatever, because it was on his Instagram, I guess. And after that, so he responded, yep, exactly. And it will all come out. Y'all have no idea what's really going on. And everyone there is afraid to speak up because they don't want to lose their jobs. This is going to play out bad. I feel sorry for the workers and victims. Have a blessed day. Now, for those of you who may wonder, what do you mean when you say victims? And this is what I get. This is the only thing I hate, when people want to speak up after a certain situation has already taken place. Now, if you knew this woman had issues, and now I understand that you're no longer employed, you know, with Wendy Williams, you can speak up, DJ Boof. But if you knew that there was issues, you know, why are you going to now bring it up, and then you want to start talking in circles and talking all cryptic? Because the part that got me is at the end, he says, I feel sorry for the workers and victims. Have a blessed day. So a lot of the people was wondering, including me, well, who the hell is the victims? Okay, we want to know who the victims is, because if it's victims involved, we need to know. The public needs to know. Okay, so that's when I started to do a little more digging, and I saw that Daytime Tea Time, shout out to her, which, you know, got her content from the Jasmine brand. Shout out to the Jasmine brand. Posted a live that DJ Boof apparently had did this past weekend. I don't think the live is no longer on Instagram, but I'm quite sure that somebody done screen recorded it somewhere, child. But nonetheless, you can go watch Daytime Tea Time for the actual live video. So DJ Boof kind of went back and cleared up a lot of what he was saying in regards to that statement that he made when he mentioned the victims. So the victims that he was mentioning were the people who are afraid to sit here and speak up, the people who can't leave the job like he did because he already has other gigs and stuff everywhere. People that are getting caught up in the crossfire, these innocent workers who were just, you know, there to try to do the job. Those are the victims. And, you know, DJ Boof was basically just, you know, saying that, hey, I wasn't trying to, you know, as far as put out stuff on blast, but I'm just saying that, you know, letting y'all know that this stuff pretty much been going on for a long time and it's not going to end well. But he still really didn't say much in regards to how it's going to play out bad, because my thought process is, and he also mentioned about the bloggers out there who was making, you know, all of these clickbait blogs and stuff about Wendy Williams with all of these headlines and stuff, you know. And so he basically went on to sit here and say that, you know, a lot of the bloggers should be careful about what they put out there as far as the headlines, because a lot of the headlines are nothing but clickbait and they really don't know what they're talking about. Now, I don't know who that was for. I'm just making my video, so I know it wasn't about me. But I'm just saying that that's what was said. Now, fast forward, come Monday, yesterday, Wendy Williams made, you know, a statement, or somewhat of a statement, if you want to call it that, on her Monday show. Take a look.
Love Hounds Tooth. It's like, it's so classic, but so, like with all this embellishment on the sides, it becomes something else for the Wendy show. If it doesn't glitter, it's not right. You know, I always say I love you for watching, because I really, really do. You know, I come here every day and I try to do the best that I can for you. I appreciate you watching. But it's, you know, even after all of these years, it's still work, you know, an effort put in for the hour that I'm out here with you, you know? I guess every day is not perfect, but I'm not a perfectionist. I'm not perfect. But I do appreciate you putting in the effort to watch us. And I love entertaining you, you know? And it's not easy. It is not easy. You're a tough crowd.
All right, so you all see that. So you see that Wendy Williams has come out. She's looking all snatched. Clearly, they had got the memo that clearly, hey, you know, maybe that episode was a bitch, you know. Ooh, I said, child, excuse my language. Maybe that episode was a little bit, you know, out of character and out of hand. Let me go back and, you know, try to give this my all again. So we see a more refresher, attentive, alert Wendy come out. And she's basically, you know, kind of playing it off while, you know, sipping her tea, talking about, see, you know what? You know, just kind of like downplaying the situation. She didn't really go into, as far as direct addressing to what exactly was the reason for her, you know, erratic behavior or, you know, out of character behavior. But she basically stated that, you know, her coming here every day to do this hour show, and she's, you know, putting forth her best effort, you know, considering the circumstances, and basically, you know, she's just, you know, here showing up, giving it all she got, and that nobody's perfect, and that, you know, I guess insinuating that, hey, things happen. So she didn't really go into any detail, as you saw in the video, you know, in regards of exactly what caused her behavior, but she just basically said, hey, I'm not perfect, things happen. This is a 1 hour show. I come here, I give it my best effort, and we're gonna keep it moving. Meaning that mind your damn business is what I got from it. I mean, hey, and you know, this is the thing we all have to realize, and this is coming from someone who has dealt with drug rehab, I've dealt with suicide, I've dealt with all kinds of stuff you can think of. A person can only get help when they're ready to get help. You cannot force that person to get help. So maybe she's just not at this point where she's willing to go back down that road again. And maybe she's just tired of going in this loop, because every time you go through therapy like that, you have to check yourself in. As she's already stated that she's been in, you know, these type of environments, rehabilitation environments. It does take a lot out of you. I can attest to that. It does take a lot out of you, and you're constantly feeling like, man, here we go again. I just got my life back, and then boom, something else happens. So maybe she's just at a point to where maybe either she's made peace with a lot of stuff and she's okay with it. Maybe she just don't give a damn no more. Who knows? Now, furthermore, I wanted to go back and talk about Friday's episode. Now, for many of you that may not know, Wendy has already stated that her Friday episode is actually a pre-recorded show. So with that being said, being that it is a pre-recorded show, because they do 2 episodes on Thursday so that she can be off technically on Friday, which means they do the Thursday show, which is live, and then after they wrap up that show, you know, they probably have like a cute little lunch and she gets a nap, and then she comes back and do Friday's episode on Thursday, and then they go and put it out. So clearly, with that being said, we know that if there was an issue that the producers then wanted to be out there, they would have not put it out there. Second of all, they probably said, hell, being that we've already went through this damage control before, and being that we've already stated that Wendy is out, you know, sick and not feeling well, they probably was looking at it like, hey, we got a show here, let's go ahead and put it out there, you know, because of the fact that they didn't want to, you know, come across as, oh, here Wendy is again, not showing up for work. And then how would that have looked? Y'all still would have been talking about, well, damn, at this point, Wendy, if you ain't gonna show up to do your job and you just came back from being on hiatus, what's the point of showing up? So I feel like that maybe that was the idea behind the reason why they decided to go ahead and push the episode out on Friday rather than keep an episode, since it was technically a pre-recorded episode, if their schedule is set up like she stated that it was for all of the other previous seasons and stuff. So, you know, we don't know. Now, the only other thing that I wanted to mention is that Judge Barbara from Shark Tank, I don't know if many of you all know who that is. She came on the Wendy Williams show on Wednesday, and there was a bit of, I guess you would say, an awkward moment in there. Take a look.
I love seeing all of you guys, you know, I love seeing the people on the show pitch their deals, and then you either reject them or accept them or whatever. All I'm saying is I want to whisper in your ear behind the scenes. Just saying. Well, I have cats. I love them. And they need stuff. And I've noticed stuff about them during this pandemic that maybe cats need stuff. They're sisters. I got them from rescue. Their food is particular. Their litter is particular. They're very particular. They're snobs. Just saying.
I hear what you're saying. Well, did you buy that great deal?
I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying, what do y'all think? Once again, you know, we see a Wendy who was off topic. She seems kind of like, I don't know, it's just like an awkward pause. Like, I get where she was going with it, but you can tell that even Judge Barbara was kind of like, what? And she didn't really, you know what to say until she stated that, you know, oh, well, we got this kind of product. And then the thing that got me is that instead of Wendy taking time to listen to her, she just kind of interrupted her and said, nope. I don't want that. I'll try, that ain't what I'm interested in. Like Wendy. And I've noticed this when she has the inside scoop with the regulars that come on the inside scoop. Wendy, you cannot be over talking your guests. Over basically your guests. They're still guests. You cannot over talk any of your guests. If they come on and they got stories to share, or it's their time to talk, it is so rude. I understand that you all got so many minutes to, you know, get stuff out. But to sit here and interrupt, cut people off, not even let them finish the story, that part I will say irks me. And that part, there's no excuse for it. Ain't nothing she can say, ain't nothing I can say in her defense to sit here and excuse that, because that's just unprofessional, period. Anybody knows that when you're doing an interview, you give the other person time to respond before you move on to the next question. And that's the only thing I don't like about Wendy, is that she's kind of skittish all over the place. You don't really know what you're going to get from one thing to the next. So there was that whole observation I just wanted to throw in. Now, in conclusion, I also wanted to sit here and mention about Charlemagne. Because as we know, Charlemagne mentioned a while back on the Breakfast Club in regards to a book that he wrote that, you know, Wendy and Kevin, you know, as far as how they treat their employees and stuff, and as far as the work environment, which is why when DJ Boof made the post in response to, you know, the people at the job and stuff, and basically saying that, you know, he left, you know, because of the fact that, you know, he wasn't going to sit around and be the only one to sit here and watch somebody's demise or watch somebody's downfall, all because these big producers or big heads, are just looking for ratings and a check. Charlemagne, had already mentioned previously that, from his connection with Wendy, that, basically it was a toxic work environment and that it hasn't always been the best with the hunters in general, meaning Kevin and Wendy back in the day. So my thing is that if more than one person said that your work environment is kind of questionable, then it kind of makes you go, I'm just saying. But for that clip here, I also got it. Take a look.
Go well, according to Radar Online in Charlemagne's book, which is in stores today, of $70,000, he said that Kevin was always extremely aggressive in trying to get more money out of situations he'd yell at and often threaten people till he got what he wanted. Now, he said he didn't want to do business that way, so he told Kevin he was going to approach the company himself and accept $75,000. And that's when Kevin texted him back in a rage saying, "I'm not effing with you anymore. You did some foul-ish. Lose my number." Now, Charlemagne also says Wendy and Kevin were both very nasty to their staff. He said, "One thing I learned not to do from watching her was to treat the people who work for you poorly. Wendy and Kev could be very cruel to the people who worked under them."
They Radar Online put a little sauce on that.
A little sauce on
that. But on a scale of 1 to the truth, that's about
Too
a 7.
much sauce.
But it's in the book. You can go read the book.
Anything else you want to tell us?
I mean,
Listen, I don't know. I don't know what to say at this point. All I know is that Wendy needs help. And it's sad because such an accomplished woman, what she has accomplished over the years, and to see everything just kind of slowly go down the drain. And, reading the comments and everybody, is so concerned for her well-being. And it just seems like that, I don't know. And even I can tell that, with this new season, when she came back September the 21st, I believe, it just seemed like that, I'm here to do the show and that's it. And I'm finna take my ass home and be with my cats and be like the old lady in the shoe. So maybe she's just over it. I mean, maybe she's just on autopilot right now. Maybe she just don't give a damn. I mean, sometimes life does that to you where you just don't give a damn. You like, hey, I'm gonna give you the bare minimum. I'm gonna sit here and pretend like that I care and take my ass home. And maybe that's just what it is, cut and dry. Nonetheless, if that is the case, I would rather for her to bow out gracefully while she still can, rather than for the train to keep going and end up causing a derailment. And then we have a thing of where we no longer have Wendy with us. And that's something that I don't want to see happen, because aside from everything, I do think that she is a very talented, and clearly she's a very respected woman when it comes to news and celebrity culture, pop culture, stuff like that. She's very well known, very respected. A lot of people, respect her. She's made a lot of milestones, for herself, such as the Hollywood Star, the Smithsonian, I believe it's called. So she's done a lot, from a girl from a small town in New Jersey. And I just hope that she gets the help that she needs. What do y'all think? Do y'all think that at this point she should hang it up? I mean, we also did, in addition, see when she fell out about maybe, 2 years ago, and had the fainting spell. We also saw that take place. And it's just like, it's one thing after another. It's like she comes back and then it's one thing after the other. And then, with the whole thing with DJ Boof that I wanted to sit here and touch further into is that, for the longest, people thought that her and DJ Boof had something, when really it was just a good friendship. But I think what happened is that it kind of became one of those things to where sometimes you have that friend who just continuously, it's like looking at an empty glass and you're pouring and you're pouring and you're pouring and you're pouring until eventually your glass is almost empty and you have nothing else left to give. And I really do feel like that DJ Boof was that friend that Wendy needed to be real with her, to lift her up, to be authentic with her and tell her the truth, unlike these execs who, to me, just don't give a damn. Because if they gave a damn, they want to sit here and put that mess on air. that they went and put on Friday. But, you know, I guess they say the show goes on in showbiz. So, I mean, I don't know what's next. Nonetheless, y'all leave your comments. Tell me what you sit here and think. Until next time, my fun sizers. Peace.